G'day everyone, it's Warren here from NQ Explorers. I'm here with Colin today on a second visit to our old Queensland Railways branch line, end of line station, a terminus station, where there was a station master's house, a small shelter shed, a goods shed, and also a crew house, I believe. There was two houses, but I'm not really sure they function. But the crew did work this line from the end of the branch initially in the 20s. So last time we found 8 or 9 coins. That was a good day out. I hope we do as well today. Thanks for joining us. Back shortly. Okay, here's my first reportable target. I'm on the Apex today in multi-frequency. I think it's a penny. It hit at 85. And we had a storm yesterday. As you can see, I've got a little bit of coin ball going. Yes, it's a penny. Awesome stuff. Looks like it's... Well, I thought that was cowpoop, but it's actually some sort of grass stuck to it at depth and mud. Grass and mud. Okay, I'll get it up close and we'll get a date. Great start to the day. Okay, there it is. Colin's just identified it as a George VI. I can't really make out much detail on it, but this side is mud encrusted. I assume that's the kangaroo date side. If the king's on this side, obviously. I can't even make him out there. It's pretty heavily worn, whatever it is. Well, it's a penny. It's Australian penny. Target ID was 85. So, oh yeah, George. Anyway, look, I'll give it a good cleaner. We'll get some stool pics. Right, I'm going to go live here. As you can see, I've got a good high 80s target, which is pretty tight. I'm in this area which in the last video I called the crew house. I don't think this is the station master's house. It's the second building, railway building on the site, residence on the site, because there's a station building and a goods shed and a couple of linesmen's huts. But this here was actually a build-out house. So I think it was either the train crew or the gatekeeper for the crossing here that used to exist. But mind you, with 3 trains a week, in the amount of traffic that would have been coming through in the 1920s, I don't think the gatekeeper would have been too stressed out about his job. Okay, I think it's over in there now by the sound of that pinpointer. Still fairly deep. Let's just check it with the machine. Yeah, it loves that, doesn't it? Listen to that high tone, because the Apex has got 5 audio tones as opposed to the AT series, which only have 3. So you do get the high tone breakpoint 79. That's why I'm getting a really high tone on the 84. I'm getting close. Here it is. What is that? It's got stamped writing on it. Probably railway related. There's a 4 and a 5 there. Is it an old whistle maybe? Let's have a look. Okay, it's at some sort of railway tag. It appears to be 645 just stamped on it. Some sort of equipment or bag tag, I'd say. Okay, see Colin's studying something with interest here that she's found. What do you got?
I think it might be just some sort of bottle top.
Oh, okay. Like a cordial bottle lid?
No, just
What was your target ID on that?
it was 68.
Okay.
It could be just a foil.
Definitely 19, probably 40s or 50s or something.
Yeah, it just opens up.
Okay,
Oh, hang on.
foil. What's it got writing on it? Well, this is an interesting find. Nothing spectacular, but it's a very old Colgate dental cream tube. Hasn't been called dental cream for a long time. I'd say that's 1950s. Well, the place was long gone. Well, it was definitely gone by 1962, so probably dates from the 50s. Oh, here's my next find. It was an 82, nice and repeatable. A nice old brass buckle, possibly a horse tack. I don't think it's a belt. I'd say it's like a saddle buckle, that kind of thing. This looks like some sort of fitting, is it?
Yeah, it looks like it's got a clamp or something to
a
hold
lever.
that together. Yeah.
Or maybe not. Probably railway related. I don't think it's Could be off a wagon or something.
Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, well, obviously had a purpose, but
Yeah.
what it was, I don't know.
So what we have here is the remnants of the engine ash pit. You can see there's two concrete beams, if you like, and this centre pit. There'll be a set of steps going down there where they would have had to clean out the ash once they dropped it from the ash pan on the locomotive. And down that way is the station master's house. The line sort of ends just down here about 200 metres. There's some old infrastructure. Here's a drainage pit under the line. Goes under this part of the engine triangle which runs around that way. I walked down there the last time and it drains out through the forest that way, so there's an old bit of railway infrastructure right there. Well, we've drifted back over the area of the station master's house. I just got this, which is a repeatable 66. It's either a piece of a hair clipper, maybe, or a belt buckle. Not really sure. Doesn't seem to have any. I think it's a belt buckle. You can see that little hole there where it's been hinged over. Well, I found the bottle dump for the station master's house. They've all just been thrown up against this tree here, this big gum, many years ago. And incredibly, most of them seem intact. A bit of an old enamelware there. We've got like PEX paste bottles. And, you know, fish paste. Yeah, that's a ripper, that one. Take that out of there. What's this one here? That is a PEX. You can see it says PEX on it. Some medicine bottles. Not embossed. I guess these are all 1950 sort of bottles. Sauce bottles, tomato sauce, that kind of thing. Lots of PEX bottles in here. Better get Colleen over here, she's got gloves on. Look at this. What kind of, I don't know, medicine bottles. This one, hang on. See, that's it's a Crown Seal. Bottles are property of. Something Henry Williams and Sons. Victoria, Australia. What a ripper. More of these. Geez, I like the fish paste out here on the railway line. PEX, look at that. That could be 20s and 30s. That's older than a 50 style. We've got some, well, that's a screw top. That's an old white glass Vaseline or something, I guess. What else we got in here? Look at this. Oh, there's not many broken ones. There are some broken ones. I'll get Colleen in here with the gloves. See if there's anything exciting. Also in with the bottles is just about the entire internal workings of an old alarm clock or a mantle clock. Generally you find all those pieces spread out separately. That one's been thrown away complete. So there's the remains of that bottle dump under that old gum. I've been trying to contact Colleen, but I haven't got the two-way on me. She's over that way somewhere. Anyway, I've got a lovely signal here. Listen to this. 8082. I'll dig this one. We'll go live. Put you through the pain of the live dig, and hopefully we get a nice recovery. Could be, well, because it's on the way to the bottle dump from the back of the house. Could be anything. Could be old brass, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be a bottle top alloy, because we're talking into the 60s, so there's lots of screw top alloys really. We haven't found that many, but they'll be in here. The brass fittings, railway brass fittings, that kind of thing. They're all high quality metal, of course. Here it is. And just like I predicted, it's an old alloy top. Geez, it was a good signal. Pretty tight. A little bit of tone roll though. It wasn't perfect, was it? Can't see a motif on there. Maybe there is, but associated with a bottle dump, no doubt. This is a target that we got a few times last time we were here. That was the a James Hardie. It's a top of a asbestos roofing system. I think it's like a fixing tack for asbestos roofing off the old station. Right, Colin's just down into the old engine ash pit where I just got that James Hardie roofing fixing piece out of brass, and she just called out she got the similar thing.
Yeah, I thought it was a coin, but it's
They ring up beautifully, as you can imagine.
Yeah. It just looks a bit thinner than a coin.
Yeah.
But,
Was it a 76 or 78 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So this old, the ash pit must have had a roof or walls or something.
Yeah, with the amount of these that were found
Yeah.
in the area.
Here's a little collection of railway dog spikes that Colleen's picked up during the day. Just came back to the Land Rover, a bit of a gear change. I've gone to the AT Max with a Nell sharpshooter, simply because the 11-inch coil on the Apex is a little bit too large for some of the cluttered areas in those two house sites here. The 5x8 Ripper's on its way, so I'll be using that when it gets here. Okay, just got this, what looks like the remnants of a 303 hull. Probably a bit of shooting went on for food out this way back in the early 1900s. Okay, this is a deep dig, but it's a really solid, what looks like a clock remnant. You can see where there's been a bit of cog mechanism here. Man, that is a solid piece. That's really heavy. Cast brass, I'll say. Looks to be brass. Okay, only 1 penny so far, but that's okay. There's got to be a couple of little silver threepences lurking in here somewhere. But just over here, I've discovered something that's really interesting. Let's go and have a look. Well, we've had about an inch of rain in the last week, and look what has come up since we were last out here on part 1. Not quite sure what these flowers are, but I would say they're the remnants of the original 1920s railway house garden. Probably a little bulb or something that comes up annually. So here's some old railway sleepers that could have been part of the original garden edging, and a piece of terracotta here. Definitely part of a drainage system in the old house. This is what I'm calling the crew house, where the flower garden is. Well, I was following the line of terracotta pipe, sort of downslope a little bit here. Got a target. This obviously isn't it. It was just a bit of alloy. That was an 80. It's an unusual. It just came out of the ground just like that. It's a glass tube. I don't know what that could be. Never seen anything like it. Could be a boiler gauge. Who knows? Part of an instrument from the locomotive. I'm not really sure. Some sort of glass riser tube. Well, here's another nice solid brass fitting. Everything to do with the government railways is good quality. Of course, all these were government railways. They weren't private ventures. Not sure what it is, but really well cast. This one really tight, 8081. Could be another brass fitting under this bit of lantana here. Let's go live, just in case it's something spectacular. Might be far down. You can hear it. The audio is pretty. You can see the soil moisture there after that inch of rain. Quite nice. Hence that little flower garden. Pretty exciting to see that, because that wasn't here a week ago when we were here. Look at that beautiful soil. I'm going to move something. And here it is. A little arc of alloy. I'm not sure. There could have been some repair work going on out here at the end of the line. If the crew were working the train services 3 times a week and living out here, I guess they did a lot of maintenance out here themselves. Oh, within reason. Heavy maintenance would have gone into the city, but not here. Next target blew my head off, of course. It's a huge bung of some description. Beautifully made, and it's got LHR292 by the look of it. Weighs quite a bit, about 500 grams, so that's obviously railway related. I'm not sure what its function is though. I'm just back at the Defender to have a cold drink and check my aerial photographs. I haven't seen Colleen for a while. She'll no doubt come up with a report eventually. The beauty of these sites that are 20th century sites, maybe established the early 1900s or even late 1800s. If the infrastructure lingered on into the 50s, there's good aerial photographs that the RAF took of all of Australia pretty much, which you can refer to. So unlike chasing a colonial house site or an old colonial town, where there are no aerial photographs because they're all gone by 1900, anything that lingered into the mid 20th century, you can get accurate aerial photographs, and they're going to be accurate because if you can see something on aerial photograph, that's exactly where it was, whereas old maps can be often unreliable and need a bit of footwork on the ground to actually confirm what the map's saying. Well, this one's just a surface find, just a little, I think, perfume bottle maybe, just laying on the surface here. Been there a long time. Lovely little bottle though. Righto, this is why I put that smaller coil on. The Apex was in here earlier on in the day, but the 11-inch coil is just too big. There's too much targets. You don't get the target separation with such a large coil. A little solid 76. It was a tiny little two-way signal just under a grass clump, and I've got a beautiful halfpenny. I think it may be a Commonwealth halfpenny, and I can actually see the ring there. Yes, it is a Commonwealth halfpenny. It's a ripper too. Looks like it's in perfect condition. Let's give it a clean and get a date off it. Well, there it is. This is a pretty special find. It's a 1922 King George V halfpenny. That's the year that this railway station opened, and there was a big celebration of the residents in the area because the coming of the railway was an amazing thing. It revolutionised transport. So that's an awesome find. Really happy with that. So that 22 halfpenny is in this. This is the backyard of the station master's house. That big gum you can see there is where the little bottle dump is, and it's got a souvenir, a couple of the old 1920s PEX fish paste bottles. So backyard, possibly the clothesline. Alright, I thought I'd show you this new bit of gear we got for the Defender. It's a Trasharoo spare tyre bag. We got it on Amazon, came from the US. It's enormous. You can fit 2 camp chairs in it. I haven't got anything in it at the moment. Designed for putting your rubbish in when you're out camping or in the bush or a day like this. It's got the molly straps on it. It's got these mesh pockets where you can actually put things in there. I've got like bungee cords and stuff in there, but normally on a big day trip I'll put the 2 chairs in there. This is its first real trip out, so it's been really good. And it's not one of those bags that sag. It's got this really good strap system with the Velcro hold on here, and you cross it over behind the tyre, and it's got these real substantial buckles on it, as you can see. Inside, it's enormous. So, good bit of gear. Hopefully, I'm not going to take it on and off, which is probably what you should do because the Australian sun's going to destroy anything, but I'm just going to leave it on there and see how it lasts, and because it's just a useful bit of gear. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little second sortie into our railway site here. No sensational finds today. It was just a nice run of targets to keep us entertained. Hope you enjoyed it too. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.